Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Jesse, your DM.
Cody playing Lazarus.
Brennan playing Dis.
Mike playing Nim.
Britt playing Kenna.
And we are Double Doubles and Dragons. We're a group of goofy Canadians that have gotten together to play a little D&D. Sometimes we will say things that are inoffensive. We mean them as jokes, of course, and they're certainly funny to us, but some people may find this offensive. If you do, we apologize, but we don't want any hate mail about it. So just don't listen, okay? Let's jump right into the action. Okay, guys, welcome back. So, as usual, on our start of our actual physical session here, why don't we go over a couple of things? I have inspiration on Nim and Lazarus. That leaves us with a discussion about if Dis or Kenna have earned an inspiration from last session.
Well, wasn't there something you were holding on to that you were definitely going to use for inspiration this session?
Yeah,
I remember there was one for Nim for sure, but he didn't end up
Oh.
using his inspiration.
It's really hard when you have lucky feet.
Oh,
True.
Nim definitely had one.
Yeah, Nim definitely had one. We'll talk about that in a little while.
I guess one of the things Dis did was when he found out about this chainmail thing, he didn't go off the deep end. He calmed it down and went with the plan to discover stuff about it.
But is that dislike, or would it have been more dislike for you to just flip out?
Well, Dis would have flipped out in the past, but I thought he would have
You've
changed a
grown.
little bit from the spying and trying to take it to the better level with Wallace.
See, I thought it was more just the seriousness. I feel like Dis
And the
flies off the
seriousness.
handle when he kind of thought maybe it was only him thinking Chainmail Guy was a problem. But now that he hears that a Chainmail Guy might actually be a problem, he's taking it more seriously.
That's true. And he's not bringing up that he was right the whole time anymore.
That's true. That's true.
No, he may be holding that. He
Yeah,
may be holding
until
that.
you know for sure that there's an evil chainmail, especially if it's the same Chainmail Guy. You know the I told you so's are going to be coming hard and strong. But you know what? I think I can give that to Dis. I think that makes sense. That leaves us with Kenna. Kenna, what did you do last session that may be worthy of inspiration?
I don't think I did anything worthy of inspiration.
What did Kenna do
I
last session?
don't think I did much last session, honestly.
Because you were in the pantry at the start of it, right? And then...
No.
I
No,
thought
that was
at
the
start,
session
though.
before.
Was that? Okay, so then Lazarus got you out of...
I went down to the dungeons. I followed Lazarus. I trusted Lazarus.
You trusted Lazarus.
I didn't, you know.
Kenna could have been a little more questioning,
She
especially
could have.
after just recently being murdered.
Yeah, but she put her full faith in Lazarus. Very
Lazarus
kinda
is a trustworthy individual.
And no offense to Nim and Dis, but she trusts Lazarus.
I think for that comment alone, Kenna deserves an inspiration.
I mean,
no
yeah.
offense to my other two party members, but I trust Lazarus.
To be fair, I don't know what Mike did there, but I was kind of yeah. that makes
But
sense.
if you look back at the past, she's always trusted Lazarus. She trusts Nim, but he's her annoying little brother. She trusts Dis, but
Only in certain situations.
But Lazarus put his life on the line to save her, and I don't know if the others would.
See, I feel like to Dis's defense, Dis is a man you can count on when shit hits the fan. Now, he may have made the shit hit the fan, but you can count on him to get you out of it once he put you in it.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference right there. Tenor didn't have that second.
Tenor couldn't pull you back out
No,
of the shit.
Tenor would have put you farther in
Yeah,
there.
He
Tenor
just would have
got
gone
you
for his
further
own
and
ass and just
further
kept
down.
digging the hole and adding more lies.
And if he couldn't do it by himself, Salazar was going to help.
Yeah.
Accurate.
Okay, I think that covers us then. So a quick recap of what happened last time. It was a pretty heavy time, as I recall. There's a lot going on. In a very general sense, you guys either failed or succeeded your way out of your two tasks, depending on how you looked at it. There was some murders in the mansion that you were sent in to both defend and rob. So in one sense, that's not great. But on the other sense, the guy that you were sent there to protect isn't dead, so I guess that's technically a victory. And you got something out of the pantry. You're not sure if it was what you were supposed to get out of the pantry or not, so one could argue that that could either be a victory or failing as well. There are some indisputable facts that you do know. The first and most important being that there are definitely people out looking for you now. There was some people watching the cleaners. And you're not sure who they are or what they want, but it's definitely to talk to you, it seems like. So there's that. You also rescued Mary, which, as I'm sure people recall, is kind of the whole reason you came to the Stronghold in the first place. So on one hand, very good job. On the other hand, she appears to be afflicted by some sort of evil red powder that has certainly changed her disposition ever so slightly, and certainly made magic and some other things react a little strangely around her, and she's obviously been scarred thanks to her pitch to Nim for ways of solving her problems. But overall, she's been rescued, and I'm sure over time those emotional pains will, as she gets older and can acclimate to them more properly, I'm sure she'll be fine. Or not. I mean, there's still a long way to go. But that left us in a bit of a pickle. Everybody's hiding out in Lil's basement while holding on to Mary and trying to figure out just how badly in the shit you guys are. Is there something you can do to recover? Who's after you? Why are they mad? How badly did things go, and how good did things go? Because at this point, you're kind of at a loss to know exactly which way. You also know there was an explosion of that red powder. Now, so far, checking out the market doesn't seem to have had any overarching negative consequences, and certainly nobody came screaming that half the market got blown up again, which is always good.
Yes.
But yeah, it definitely leaves you wondering kind of where the party stands, and maybe more importantly, because you have Mary already, it maybe brings up the question of whether you care where you stand at all.
Valid.
These are things to think about. I mean, certainly you have some connections here, but you also came here for a purpose. That purpose is now done. Where does that leave you? But all of those questions and more can be answered when we get started. The only other thing I have to say of any particular importance is that I believe everybody except for Lazarus is currently hiding out in the back room of Nim and Kenna's cleanery, or whatever name you guys decided to tell Wallace that it had, which does give you an indication that Wallace will know where you are if he decides he needs to be looking for you. But it was important to go check on this stuff we have about Chainmail Guy. Or possibly Chainmail Guy. We're not really sure. All we know is that Mary remembers seeing an individual in chainmail with a very specific set of clothing, and that this person may know more about what was going on with that powder, and maybe knows more about why she was taken and hurt in the first place. And that may be something the party wants to look into. So far, you've come up with 2 names.
Borbin
Where am I
Winterhill and Zephy Haleman.
That is correct. So, that is where we will pick up. We've got the 3 of you inside the laundry, and you've just gotten these 3 names from Alex and decided to sit there and do a little bit of cleaning. Meanwhile, Lazarus is still in the basement of Lil's pub, keeping an eye on Mary, just to make sure everything's okay. Now, normally we'd flip a die to decide where we started today, but I'm going to decide where we start today. So, Lazarus, you've been there for about an hour, just kind of sitting with Mary, and truth be told, she's been kind of nodding out, napping, waking up a little bit, looking around, and kind of going back to napping, obviously still very tired, and really hasn't said a whole lot. However, after about an hour, she kind of peeks her head back up again, and she sees you sitting across the room from her, keeping an eye on things. And quietly, out of the semi-darkness of the room, you just hear her soft voice. Mr. Lizard? I'm sorry, I forget your name.
That's fine. It is Lazarus.
Right, Lazarus the Lizard.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question?
Also sure.
I think I did a bad thing.
Good. Bathroom related.
She, looks at you a little bit. No.
Then what did you do?
I may have asked somebody a bad question, and I'm not sure how to tell them I'm sorry.
Usually, it requires you to do so anyways.
Right, but how?
Start with the word.
She kind of nods to herself. That's very direct.
Even if you do not get it right the first time, surely you can stumble through it and get your message across.
I like Lazarus the lizard.
Lazarus also likes Lazarus.
You give good advice. So you think Nim will still like me?
But yes. Lazarus has not known him to dislike many.
Good.
Good.
Lazarus the lizard, I have another question.
Sure.
Are we going home?
Hopefully.
Like, soon?
Perhaps we're going to have to see how things pan out for a little while.
Would it be wrong if I didn't want to go home yet?
That would depend on your reasons why.
I don't know. I feel like I shouldn't leave the way things are now.
As in the way that you've changed.
That, I did hear you guys talking a little while I was asleep. It sounds like something's wrong with me.
Certainly, there was something they did to you, but we are going to find out what we can.
I'd like to help.
And in what way would you see that, Mary?
I don't know yet. I feel like I can help,
All right.
but I don't know how yet. But is there something you're supposed to be doing? 'Cause I can just come with you instead of us sitting in a room.
We are a bit in hiding at the moment.
Who from?
Well, at the moment it would be whom we plucked you from.
But didn't they die?
There may be more involved.
I think I'd like that.
You think you like what?
That they're not all dead yet.
Well then, that is a bit strong, but Lazarus understands the feeling.
Can we go do something anyway? I can wear a hood. I'm really small. You could probably fit me in your backpack.
Lazarus is not small, and they are also looking for him.
What if we just gave you really weird hair?
Dragonborn don't very much have hair.
Then they wouldn't know it was you.
They would know it was a disguise. Shall we play a game?
I'd like that.
Alright. Well, Lazarus tries to, redivert that whole energy to, patty cake and tic-tac-toe or whatever.
Okay, some sort of game.
Yeah. Rock, paper, scissors.
Roll a performance and a luck roll. See how engaging to this tiny tot you can be.
Same on both. Performance is 17. Luck is 12.
Okay. It's not perfect, but you manage to muddle your way through some activities that seem to more or less divert Mary's attention from the task at hand. I will note, however, that you can't help but notice while you're playing that she seems taller than she did yesterday. Not by a lot, but by more than you feel is appropriate. Not that you know humans all that well.
Yeah, Lazarus doesn't know magic all that well. I suppose now Lazarus is kind of curious and will ping out.
Okay. When you guys left, What did you take with you, and what did you leave behind?
See if I pick up the vial.
When we left the mansion?
No, when you left Lil's place to go check on the laundromat, did you take all of your stuff with you? Did you want to travel light? How did that go? You were trying to be stealthy, though of course you had invisibility and pass without trace to help with that.
I would have taken everything because this is somewhat confident in this still.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Nim took everything because he doesn't really have much. So
Okay.
They were, I would probably have followed suit.
All right. That sounds good.
Minus like my extra clothes and stuff.
Okay. So when you ping out, there's a whiff of something evil. Just, like somebody farted in the room and left. It's no longer there, but there's that lingering, kind of ambiance.
So like I ping out for her, and I'm just like,
Yeah, exactly. You also notice, though it's not as strong as that there is a certain amount of negative energy coming from Mary. Not in an overpowering sort of way, but just in a way that you wouldn't expect from a small child. There's a hint of darkness there.
that's probably the deal with vengeful thoughts and everything.
Could be. You're not usually that sensitive, but you are sitting right next to her.
Yeah. I suppose I just keep trying to entertain her, come up with games, or even tell her stories.
What kind of stories?
I suppose stories that Lazarus still has any or remembers stories of the old world, or any fairy tales of those, you can just recount them. Besides that, he'll maybe even go into some of the earlier stuff and leave out important bits, like locations or anything.
Okay.
And just sort of like, maybe even not even say exactly what we fought, but just kind of like use the basis of stuff we've done for new stories.
So try to tell her heroic stories of Nim and the party.
Right, without telling it's us.
Yeah, okay. That seems fine. All right, we'll see how well that goes when, everybody comes back and you're done babysitting.
I suppose the lingering evil kind of does just to me. It was something that came and left, so I do have an indication towards them or Lil.
It leaves you suspicious, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Okay. The three of you in the cleaning area. You've been there for a little while, and you've been making your way through the usual prestidigitationing and then sweet scents for those that want it and that sort of thing. Nim, while they're working on that, Dis, when they're working on that, is there anything in particular that you're doing?
Nothing really. I'd be looking through. I'd be watching the clientele either come in or watching people go by the outside. And I'd probably filter to the outside of the house as stealthily as possible every once in a while and just watch the two guards that were, not guards, but the two people who were
Okay.
trying
Even
to
though you're not invisible anymore?
I just do it from ways I knew was pretty stealthy, ways they wouldn't catch me looking, and ways I could just get clients and say, oh, yep, they're still there, they're still looking here.
Okay. Give me a perception check. Let's see what you've seen.
I've seen everything. I forgot to do my pre-rolls. This is obviously going to be a nat one.
Don't know how lucky you are today.
That's right. Alright, here we go. Yeah. 15 passive.
Okay. So, you've been spending a little bit of time kind of keeping an eye on the clientele coming in and out, which is decently substantial. It's very rare for there to not be at least one customer in the shop. So business seems to be doing pretty good.
I guess another thing, is that in the clientele, what I'm looking for is anybody who comes in and it doesn't look like anybody who's questioning sort of why they're there, where it seems like maybe they aren't there just for the cleaning of the clothes, or they have ulterior motives for coming in, or that they obviously have no need for cleaning clothes and they're just coming in to ask questions type of thing.
Fair.
I'll pay more attention to those people.
That sounds good. It is through that particular attention that you notice two things. The first is the two men that have been watching from outside haven't really moved much. You're not sure if this suggests that they're unaware of your presence or what it may imply, but they haven't really gone anywhere yet. They're still closely watching the shop, even after about an hour. However, at the same time, for the last 5 minutes or so, you've noticed that with each set of new clientele that have come in, there always seems to be a certain number of people coming in, but then not that number leaving. The first time it's something as simple as 2 men and a woman enter, and as they're leaving, only one man and the woman leaves. The other one kind of seems to hang around. He's asking Alex some more general questions about how they clean the material. Is it safe to use on certain fabrics? Seems a little more interested in the whole thing and is just kind of asking little questions and wandering around that front shop room, which now, thanks to Alex, has some items on display, examples of cleaning techniques. He's done some work to kind of make that front room a little bit more exhibition-y of your guys' talents. But this has kind of allowed this other gentleman to just kind of ponder his way through the front room. A couple of minutes later, a very similar action happens where 3 men enter to pick up clothing. 2 of them get the order that they wanted. Alex seems unable to find the third's order, something that seems a little off. And the guy doesn't seem overly perturbed by it and just kind of insists that Alex check again and is just kind of hanging around that front room now.
Can I look at the 2 that were lingering or are lingering?
Sure.
And see if there's anything different about those 2 or something that's similar between those 2 that was different from some of the other clientele?
Okay, roll an investigation roll.
7.
Okay. Honestly, they look like normal guys. It's really hard to pick up on anything individually. I will say, I think 11 is the lowest you can roll on investigation. I think that's your passive investigation.
Oh yeah, passive would be 11.
But that being said, you don't notice anything outwardly obvious, but nevertheless, your senses are piqued. Something feels funny.
And are either Nim and Kenna are not there? Like these guys can't see them?
They're in the back room,
Okay.
busy with their tasks.
I'm just gonna keep an eye on those 2 out front, are the 2 guys that are lingering, and I want to just make sure if I see Nim or Kenna start heading towards the front, I just stop them really quick and go, hey.
Okay, so you're kind of like half blocking that door to the back room?
Yeah, just making sure the 3 of us don't get seen.
Okay.
And just watching and seeing if they try to do a little bit more in-depth search.
So are you hiding in the back room, or are you in the front room just blocking the door?
I'd say it was in the back room. I'm trying to not get seen, like some sort of location where I can look out.
Kind of peering through the crack in the door sort of thing?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. Alright. Sounds good. As you're watching over the next couple of minutes, it looks like the same thing is going to happen again. You watch 3 people come in through the door, and you're kind of like, this seems vaguely familiar. But when these 3 men enter the room, rather than, walking to the counter to ask for information, or maybe even carrying clothes to drop off, it's just 3 fairly large men that just stand there at the front door, blocking it, more or less, from being openable.
Hmm.
Aha.
Yeah. I'm going to... Is how close are Nim and Kenna to me?
You guys are in the back room. It's not that big.
Okay. I'm going to walk closer to them.
Okay.
Just kind of say what I saw. There's 3 large guys out front. They seem to be blocking the door.
I mean, there's 2 ways this can go.
I think we should take a sneaky approach, but maybe we should just wait and see what they do.
I mean, we can wait, or we can approach them and see what they want.
I think we wait.
Maybe wait for a couple minutes, and then if they haven't left,
Get Alex task.
All right.
Alex might ask, might not even have asked him, honestly.
All right. I'll keep watch for a few more minutes then. I'll let Alex know to go deal with it if it runs over that. I'll sit at the door still and I'll just watch for 5 minutes or so and see if they're moving or what they're doing to anybody who tries to enter the laundromat.
Okie dokie. So, as you do, you're keeping an eye on things, and after about a minute of them blocking the door, finally Alex kind of finishes up what he was doing in the back room, looking for this order that this other guy was asking for. Kind of gives each of you a querying look on his way back out to the front room, and just kind of gives you a sort of look.
Actually, yeah, right when if he's still in there, then I'm gonna just grab him and be like, kind of like, can't think of the word. Just make sure that they can't see me out front, but I want to kind of point out the three guys to him.
Okay.
Just be like, I don't know what they're doing out there, but seems like could be interfering with the clientele.
He just kind of nods. I guess I'll go see what they want.
Thank you.
So he walks outside, over to the desk, and you're kind of listening through the door. Excuse me, gentlemen. Can I help you with something? I'm afraid you're blocking the door. There's a momentary pause, where the three men, they don't answer. But the man that came in first kind of turns, looks at Alex, and answers for him. We're looking for someone. Someone we believe may be here. Now, don't bother denying it. It would be an insult to your intelligence and to mine. But if you could go get them and ask them to come out for a little chat, I would certainly be appreciative. I would hate for things to turn ugly. That's not why we're here. We would just like to discuss some activities. Alex seems to kind of pause for a moment. All right, I'm not really sure what you mean, but, I suppose I can go check the back.
Good job, Alex.
And, he walks into the back room, closes the door lightly behind him, but kind of leans his body weight against it, just kind of gives each one of you kind of a quick eye contact and then a shrug.
Just be like, super low, just be like, ask them who they want.
Come on, you dummy, they want us.
He said somebody in particular.
Yeah, he said somebody. He didn't say multiple people. And then he all of a sudden said multiple people.
We're doing good. Make sure they don't know anybody's here.
Like, Alex seems to kind of like...
check the fitting on my ring.
Alex kind of seems to nod for a moment and think to himself about how best to approach this, and cracks the door and kind of peeks out through it. So just so that I understand exactly, who was it you were looking for again? There's kind of a pause. Really? Do we have to go through all of this? Just send out who's back there. Tell them we'd like to have a word. There's no need for anyone to go on the run. We just want to talk.
Nim, I nominate... Or not Nim. Dis, I nominate you. You're the best at lying.
Alright, but before we get to lying, we should
Good cover.
We should really, work out what the lies are.
No, it's okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Tender 2.0.
This always goes so well.
Don't worry.
Well, why don't we work it up then?
I want
Take
to...
2 minutes.
First of all, before going out or anything, I want to look around the room and see what kind of clothes are available.
Oh, almost something of every kind you could possibly imagine.
Alright, I need something that makes me look super serious. I'm gonna need to borrow some clothes.
Super
Is there like
serious.
a formal suit?
I'm more curious what Dis thinks will make people
Fair.
take him super seriously.
I want to look around for...
Grim Reaper outfit.
I want to look out, actually, what do these guys look like? Do they look like they're part of some shadowy organization? Do they look like they're part of some, like, nobleman's, like, city guard type thing, or...
They're tough to gauge. They're not wearing a uniform. They're wearing average street clothes. Not a uniform set of average street clothes either. Very much just kind of what you would expect 5 random people on the street to be wearing if you plucked them out of the air.
Okay. I want to look around for any clothes that are... how to put this? Darker in nature, like more... How do I want to do this? Shit. Anybody got any good ideas?
While you guys are kind of humming and hawing about this, Alex is just kind of like, all right, well, I'll maybe see if there's anything in the other back room, and closes the door.
I mean,
So
do I want to go out there as this, or do I want to go out there as somebody else?
I think you gotta go as this. Oh, but I guess you could disguise yourself. Oh. Maybe you should go as someone else.
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe you're Gustav and you're the hired help.
God, it must be
Does the
so hard to
cleaning go
disguise as a
away?
drow.
Actually, it's not a bad idea. I could act like I had some bad shit in my past, and maybe they know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah. Yeah, you can be some, like, sneaky little feller who did stuff. So you need to look like sneaky, but getting your shit together.
I'm going to warn you, because if I want to play this guy, he's going to be pretty anxious, and he may take off running, if you know what I mean.
Okay. So I think we figure out who sent them first.
And then I run.
No. There's no running.
But I can run really fast.
No! If you run, they're just gonna rip apart the shop and then they'll know everything.
Don't they have to have some sort of official business to rip apart the shop?
Oh, you're gonna say warrant?
Yeah, I was thinking of a way to phrase it.
Do they have to have a warrant for that?
I think they'll just do what they want to do, honestly.
But then we can do what we want to protect the place.
This is true. But before that happens, okay, so who they work for,
Okay.
What they're here for?
what they want,
Hold on, I gotta write this down.
This is a good idea.
if they're
We're
sent,
doomed. We're doomed.
Who they work for.
What they want.
Any other questions?
Why are they here?
well, that's kind of what they want.
Do we want to do all the W's now?
Who, what, where, when, how? Why?
How did you get here?
How? How did you
Here's
get
it.
here?
I don't know exactly how big that back room is supposed to be, Mr. Alex, but it seems like things are taking an awfully long time.
I want to look around for anything that's more formal in nature. I
Okay.
could wear more like ball type of formal in nature.
Oh, like hella formal.
Like somebody who's been in a bad situation past their life, got into a bit of money, and is trying to cover up that past in any way he knows how. So those type of clothes, like
Also, you gotta change your voice.
Oh, don't worry, I'm master.
Oh god.
Well, there are some very there are some very nice suits. As I said, Nim's prowess with prestidigitation has gotten around, and some of the higher up individuals of the Stronghold have been sending their help down with sets of clothing.
I want to look for one that doesn't have any
These
sort of
brings
symbols
up
on it that
nice.
could be linked back to the person.
Okay, not too hard. Most of the time that's on jewelry or pins and that kind of thing, and tends to be taken off anyway.
Okay. I want to take one. I want to look around for one of those and find one in my size.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna feed him some more. Okay, so if it's Wallace sending these guys, what we say is that, we went to check out the operation and shit went sideways.
Okay, I can do that.
Don't give him any more information than that. If it's the shadowy, raspy individual that's sending these people, though, we just say we did the best of our ability to protect. We had been sent on a side quest to...
Write that down.
But I don't know how to write.
Are you even writing this down?
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just wing it.
Oh no.
Alright, I think you got the gist of it,
For the
though.
love
Don't
of
worry,
God.
I got this.
We were doing our best. That's...
And what's your name? First
My
and
name?
last name.
Sid.
Sid what? Vicious?
So help me God.
Please be Sid Vicious.
No, my name is Sid Wallace.
No!
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
You don't think that's super incredibly...
Coincidental? No, Wallace is a pretty common
No.
last name.
Especially for drow.
Stop
Exactly.
it! You can't be
Why
Wallace.
is this a comedy routine now?
Vicious.
Sid Vicious.
There you go.
I don't know, that's not really me.
You're not you.
I'm Sid. I only have the one name. Sid.
Fine.
Sometimes I go by Sydney.
Okay, fine. Go. come stumbling out of there with like stuff wrapped around you, so it looks like you were.
I'm so
tied up.
tempted to run out and be like, yeah, they're just in the back. There'll be a second.
And if you need our help, we should establish a code word.
Okay. Like
Pumpernickel.
pineapple.
Like pumpernickel.
Yeah. Yeah, if you say, have you tried the pumpernickel, we'll come rushing in.
Have you tried the pumpernickel? Hold on, I'm writing this down.
We don't have to come in there, do we?
Hold on. I want to look for the clothing I picked up.
Yep.
Just
I'm gonna
peek out and look like you're naked and be like, I'm just putting clothes
Hold on, I need to put makeup on.
Oh, right, shit.
He's a drow.
What? He's a drow? No.
Luckily, he has a disguise kit, which according to D&D rules can somehow cover up being drow.
That's right, don't worry, I'm a master.
Go quick.
Alright, I'm gonna pick out the suit and I'll be like, is this one okay?
Just to put it on.
I put it on. Ask for probably a little bit of help. Make it really quick.
Sure. For the disguise kit, you have it and you are proficient in it.
But I think I have to roll still?
Yeah, I think what we'll do is we'll do it as a performance roll, but you'll have advantage because you do have almost an unlimited supply of clothing to pick from and a disguise kit.
Well, actually, do you have
that should be
proficiency
right.
in performance?
No.
Because if he has proficiency in the kit, he should add his proficiency.
Yes, because it is involving the kit.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so add your proficiency to the roll.
Okay. With advantage set?
Yes. Just because of where you are.
17?
Okay.
With your proficiency added?
That's
Okay.
7. I rolled a 10.
Sounds good. So he looks all right. He's got. I mean, it's a pretty good disguise. I mean, you guys know it's Dis, but it looks all right.
Alright.
Go.
Alright, fuck it, I'm winging it.
You have the notes.
We never discussed
It's
what
the
position
middle of-
I was in
middle of
here or anything, so
conversation.
I'm pretty sure
You
Nim
work in
and
the
Ken-
back room.
Alright, that's
You
the
you
bridge
help
guy.
with the folding.
I'm gonna go out.
Okay.
I'm gonna go out pretty nervous looking. I want
Okay.
to, like, after, I'm assuming, like, the suit and everything's actually, like, picture perfect when I'm going out.
And what are you trying to look
So
like?
I
Like
wanted-
you have a nice suit and you've disguised your drowness in some way.
So I want
What are
to
you
make
trying to
myself
be?
a bit disheveled in that I probably don't know exactly what, like, the perfect fit is gonna look like, and I want to make it seem like I am somebody who's working in the back, probably not making a huge amount of money, and probably pretty paranoid that these people think I stole the suit I'm wearing.
Okay. You're going to try to convey all of that.
So my the look I want to kind of portray is that I want to get a little bit deceived, so it's kind of looks like I didn't know how to put it on completely properly. Like
Okay.
probably make, if there's a tie or a bow tie or anything on it, just like screw that up a little bit.
And what in the face have you made yourself look like?
So facial wise, I'm gonna give myself glasses.
Okay.
I'm gonna somehow make myself whiter. I don't know how the disguise kit manages that.
It's a thing you can do.
Yeah.
Pick
No,
up
it's
vision.
So I'll make myself like a shade between black and white there.
okay.
The easier, more
Anything
natural.
with your ears, you are an elf.
Yeah, I'll put on like I'll look around for a hat, something flamboyant.
Something fun.
Kind of doing that
Fire
image
in
that
it?
I don't know how to dress myself up, but I'm trying.
Okay, trying to cover the ears.
Yeah.
So you're trying to sell like slightly darker skinned human.
Is there a better way? Actually, what I want to do is use my hair to get around my ears.
Okay.
And just kind of somehow, I'm assuming my disguise kit has wigs in it.
We would
Weirdly
probably
enough.
have one or two.
Yeah, cover it up with that. And make sure my hair covers my ears, and then I want to put a stupid hat on.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
And then when I go out, I want to kind of look like somewhat nervous, like maybe they're on to me stealing from the clothes, or they know something from my past, kind of just
Okay.
trying to act super calm, but like I'll make sure my hands are just shaking a little bit type of thing, and
All right. So as you come out, you're trying to sell this disguise you've rolled for. And almost as soon as you step out, the individual that's standing in the mid, or the three guys at the door kind of shift ever so slightly closer to the door to kind of, lock it down a little bit more. And the individual who had come in first starts talking again. So, who the hell
yes,
are you?
hello, hi. Hi, yeah, I'm Sid. I work in the back. You guys are here? Did you want something cleaned?
All right, Sid, who works in the back.
Yeah?
Could you tell me where the proprietors of this establishment are?
Well, they're not here right now. But there's no trouble.
Roll
In the
deception.
back, I'm doing really good. Do I get advantage?
Super well disguised.
You did put a lot of thought into the disguise.
And he, like, prepared himself.
Yeah. All right, I'll let you have it.
Deception.
Yeah.
27.
Yes.
I see. So they're not here, is what you're telling me.
I'm just me and Alex.
Just you and Alex. So, if, for example, I was to leave one of my associates at the door, tie you and Alec up behind the counter,
Well,
and then search the place myself, I would find
What-
no one else inside.
Why would you tie me up? We're a laundromat. We can't do any of the clothes.
Right.
Yeah?
It doesn't really bother me.
It bothers me.
What bothers me is that I have intel that at least 2 of the proprietors of this establishment are currently on premise. And I would very much like to talk to them. Now, you tell me that they're not here, and maybe you're even telling the truth. Maybe they've slipped out the back somewhere, or maybe my intel that I came here with was wrong. But that still leaves me with at least 2 people I'm looking for. And all I found is 2 people I'm not looking for. So why don't you tell me what I should do next?
Well, I think you should just take your guys and leave. Unless you have some clothes to get done, in which case I can do that.
Now that is a good idea. Me and the boys could use a little cleaning of our garments. I don't suppose you'd be willing to let us take a look at your process so that we would feel comfortable in how our clothes were being cleaned.
Well, to be honest, I'd love to, but the proprietors, they have to sign off on any of that. I can't do that myself. I just clean.
That's fantastic. Why don't you go get them? And we will talk through any business that we have, and then we can get approval to look around.
Like I mentioned before, they're not here. I can't ask them.
I see. I see. Sid, was it?
Yes, Sydney.
Let me ask you something, Sid.
Yeah?
Do you know where the proprietors of this establishment live?
Not at all. They don't live here, that's for sure.
Certainly not.
Nobody lives here. I wouldn't be living here. That's crazy.
Right. Very well, then. So what you mean to tell me is that you work for an establishment for people that are not here. You don't know where they are. I suspect you don't know when they'll return, either.
Why would I?
I see. Well, I can hardly blame you for not knowing things that you don't know. So, to make sure that I continue to learn about things that I don't know, what I'm going to do is have 2 of my friendly associates here just stand next to the door. Don't worry, they won't block it, and I'm sure they will be very courteous to anyone coming in for cleaning. In fact, you probably won't even notice they're here. And they're just going to sit there until the 2 individuals I'm looking for return. I think that seems like a fair compromise. Don't you, Sid?
Well, that makes sense to me. Though I did have one question, though. If, for some reason, like if I see them when I go out later on to go get my food, I have to eat lunch, you know.
All right.
If I see them, how do I get back to you and let you know they came back?
That would be very helpful, Sid.
Well, I
Very
wanna
well.
keep my job.
If you'd like to let us know that they've arrived, you can do that 2 ways. You can either tell one of my friendly associates that will be standing here at the door, or you can walk around the corner of this building, into the alley, just behind it, and I'll be waiting there
Okay,
until I find them.
that sounds good. All right, I'll make sure to let you know then.
You see that you do, Sid. You see that you do.
And what was your name again?
Oh, Sid. I'm afraid I'm not used to talking to the help.
Oh, that's quite alright.
But if your masters come by, you make sure to come tell me.
They prefer employee, or they don't prefer master. They like to say employees. They're my managers.
Well, that's business between you and them, isn't it, Sid?
Does it look like I'm their slave?
Well, I'm not really sure what it looks like you are.
Gosh darn it, I'm gonna go in the back.
As you close the door behind you, he calls through the door, and just in case anyone else should happen to be listening, don't make me wait too long.
I won't.
Goodbye, Sid.
Bye, unnamed guy.
You hear him open the door. Him, the other guy that came in early, and one of the three guarding the door head out, leaving two muscular gentlemen standing on the inside of the doorway. True to form and true to his deal, they're not blocking the door in any way, but they're very much set up for the long haul.
I'm gonna go in the back.
Go ahead.
That didn't go well. I forgot what I was gonna ask. I couldn't find a way to ask.
Who sent you?
He wasn't answering much.
How am I
Just for
supposed to tell?
brevity of the situation, I had my ear pressed to the door the whole time.
Yeah, I
Oh,
figured.
so
I
you-
assumed
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Well, that was kind of unproductive.
Don't worry, we learned absolutely nothing. But we made one of them leave, sort of.
Three of them leave.
Two. And they're not blocking the door.
Anyways.
Alright, so...
We're fucked.
Well, I got a plan.
What's your plan?
We're gonna have to go back. Stealth.
Stealth. I mean, we can just ring out.
No, I think we should get the guy in the alley. I think we should bring him back and question him.
So we're gonna take up the guys in here.
We can just ignore him. We can sneak by. With your abilities and Nim's abilities.
With my abilities. We're just gonna walk right on past them, hey?
Yeah.
Does the dry cleaning shop ever get, like, busy? Like, is there ever, like, quite a few people in the waiting area?
There's usually at least one person in the waiting area. You haven't quite reached the notoriety of having, like, 5 people in the shop at all times, but you have what one would call a steady stream of customers coming in, looking to either drop off or take out. I will note, however, in the entire time that these 3 gentlemen were blocking the door, and now that they're gone, no one's come into the shop.
Hold on a second. Wait, you could stay dressed up as Sid.
Yeah.
I could polymorph him into a mouse. And I could turn into a mouse. And you could carry us right on out of here.
I mean, that is true. I could also bring you guys as mice and get that guy and be like, I know where they are, I know where they went, and then I lead them off, and then we jump them.
The cheapest way to do this is probably if I invisibility myself, and then Kenna turns into Mouse Kenna, and then you just walk out.
But it's still 2 spells.
No, it's
Well,
not because
then-
Wild Shape,
I guess.
and then I only have to burn a level 2.
What if they can see through invisibility?
Yeah. I mean, that's a real possibility.
Like, they seem to know that
They
you guys
know
were in
that 2
here.
of us walked in
weirdly.
here. I don't think your invisibility worked.
I don't think your pass without trace worked.
Now, no reason to get saucy.
Take it down a notch, alright?
I'll be honest here, I don't think either of you are stealthy enough.
We rolled
Start
like
a war.
27s.
I just rolled 40.
Yeah, well,
Okay, but if I turn you into a mouse and I turn into a mouse, he could carry us right on out.
It's true.
yeah, but if they can see through invisibility, they probably can detect magic as well, so...
But maybe they just think I'm a magical being. That's why I wash things so well.
Or there's option B, where we just go talk to this guy and see what he wants.
I mean-
We'll lead him away so that we have a chance of... Like, okay, I'm sorry, but how good has talking to anyone ever gotten us?
I mean, we've talked our way out of a few things.
It's true.
I mean, yeah, the goat incident. Kenna
That's
gets
true.
this pensive look on her face.
What if we
At
used
least kind of
Kenna
remember
and
what she
ram
did.
I mean, I could ram him hard.
ram through the back of the
Just
shop?
a goat going peeling down the alley.
All right. Well, how about we contact Lazarus and
What
see
if they can detect our rings?
What if they
I'm
can
just
hear
spreading
us talking right
paranoia.
now?
Yeah, they're
Oh
probably
my god, you're right.
They're probably scrying on us right now.
I'll let Lazarus know.
I love all the paranoia when you have detect magic.
Yeah, but detect magic can't see scrying.
That's true. But he doesn't know that. Dis doesn't know that. Yeah, you guys do. Dis doesn't.
What?
This guy doesn't know anything about magic, unless it has to do with dancing lights that he can
And darkness.
rave to.
Just start the fucking lights everywhere.
Oh, we could magical darkness it.
Yeah, he's gonna darkness the entrance, and that's not good.
Broad daylight.
Broad daylight, big bubble
Oh
of
my
darkness.
god, it's so dark out.
Is it gonna
What is this
rain?
phenomenon?
So what's the plan, guys?
Okay. Are you contacting Lazarus?
Yeah, I contact Lazarus. Lazarus,
Yes.
we got a little bit of situation happening here at the dry cleaners.
Keep it short.
Armed guards at the door. Not sure where they're from.
Nice. Do we pay for those?
Nope.
Ask him if there's any guards at the start of the farming room where we teleport to.
Good call. Are there any guards or anyone suspicious in the farming room?
Well,
I could go check.
Hold on. Lazarus has not been out there for some time.
Maybe you could get Lil to check or something.
Lazarus will see if she's here.
Anyways, we're gonna be held up for a little bit. We're trying to figure out what we're doing.
Very well.
Lazarus knows.
Alright, Lazarus, in the meantime, what are you doing?
I suppose I go and try. I suppose listening. Is there anyone up in the back room?
Roll a perception check. In the meantime, Mary is very much, I could just go look. They don't know to look for me if I'm, like, cloaked.
Yes, Lazarus has heard you, but as he said, we'll be able to leave soon. Not quite yet.
I'm just trying to be helpful.
Yes, and Lazarus is trying to keep you safe.
What'd you roll?
60.
It does sound like there's somebody up there.
I give like the no, actually. Suppose I just touch the ring and be like, "Well,
There's a momentary pause, and then very quietly, yes, Lazarus,
Is that you?
it's me.
Can you check the portal to the market? Our farmer's room.
I can look out the window? Sure. Am I looking for anything in particular?
Obvious watching, that sort of thing.
Ah. Are you worried someone's surveilling you?
We have procured evidence of such thus far.
Very well. I will go take a look.
Thank you.
Give me about 5 minutes. Okay. Alright, that leaves the three of you in the back room.
Alright. So I like double mouse walk out the front.
I think the double mouse walk up the front is the safest route.
But I'm not sure if we go across the guy in the alley or we just go back to Lazarus and Mary.
I don't know. I feel like we have to go back and get Lazarus, but then we can't leave Mary there without anyone watching her because she's an 8-year-old child. She doesn't know what she's doing.
It's true.
And she's some sort of magical thing.
What if I take you to his mice, and I walk out the front, and then I walk a little bit farther and take some twists and turns, and see if I get followed?
Do that.
And then, if I am getting followed, I'll just teleport us out.
Sounds good.
And if I'm not getting followed, I'll
But go to
teleport
the
us out.
sewage run.
Sewage run, right? Okay.
Should really wait to see if they're watching any of the teleport spots.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are just going to sit there and wait? Alright. 5 minutes go by before you hear a very soft, Lazarus, can you hear me?
You can.
This is Lil. I've taken a look at the farming rung, and there are a few people just sort of
Aloof.
standing around, let's say.
Yes, more of those. Thanks, Will.
Friends of yours?
Well, we'll have to see.
Very well. Just as a side option, we could make a couple of them disappear.
Let's wait on that.
As you wish.
And then those bills will be
Kenna,
Lazarus?
the entrances are being watched.
Not surprised.
Oh my.
We're up
lions and
shit creek.
tigers and bears.
Maybe we just all walk out with pass without trace and invisibility again. That way,
I
if
don't
we
think
teleport,
that worked the first time because they know two of us are in here.
But then if we teleport
To the sewage run.
to the farming run,
To the sewage run.
because in the farming run we would still be invisible with pass without trace when we teleport in.
What if we go to the sewage run and see if there's anyone there?
I mean, but if there is, then what do?
Yeah, like it would be the same thing.
So we're just gonna pass without trace and invisibility ourselves and then go straight to the farmer run and try to get to Lil's?
What if you both turned? Wait, how do we do this? What if name invisibility?
We need like a
me,
staircase, something to take us between the rooms.
and then you two turned into
You've
mice.
never asked if there's another way to get between the rungs.
And that way-
Now I'm thinking about it.
If when I teleport, you guys are invisible already because you're on me.
But he only has to cast invisibility once to get us all invisible anyways.
Yeah, it's my last level 4, though.
I mean, that'd probably be the safer bet then. And then pass without trace as well. And then just hop on me, and then hopefully my stealth is good enough to sneak by.
So I'm gonna mice us. So first we're gonna cast spells, mice us, and then you're gonna rung us.
Isn't Pass Without Trace concentration, though? Pretty sure it is.
You can't
Thanks.
maintain concentration as an animal.
No, you can, but you can't concentrate on polymorphing and Pass Without Trace.
Yeah, definitely not.
That's the problem.
It's not. It's abjuration.
No.
Never mind. It is concentration.
That's
I'm doing really good today, guys.
Yep.
Well, it sounds like Surf and Turf is a little confused about what their next step should be, and we're at about a good time for a break, so I'll cut him some slack, let him go, take a quick break, and we'll see what they come up with when they get back. Wow, what a cliffhanger! I wonder what's going to happen next time! Seriously, guys, thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening in. If you liked what you heard, share us with your friends. If you hated what you heard, share us with your enemies. Seriously, though, like, comment, subscribe. We'd love to hear from you, and we'll find out what happens to Double Doubles and Dragons next time.